Get ready for the biggest rock and roll stories of the year. We start with Boston and their self-titled debut album, which absolutely changed the landscape of arena rock with massive sales and a sound that felt futuristic thanks to Tom Scalz's basement studio. This album didn't just make music. It created a phenomenon that sold over 17 million copies in the United States alone, setting a bar for every rock band that followed. You have to hear why this debut is considered a masterpiece of rock history. Next, associate with the band. And finally, we look at the sheer cultural impact of the Knacks Get the Knack. This debut exploded almost instantly thanks to the undeniable catchiness of My Sharona, and Capitol Records marketed them as the next Beatles. We'll examine how this power pop album became a massive success despite some controversy, proving that sometimes one perfect album is all you need to create a legend. Stay with us for the rest of the news. Rock music history is punctuated by bands whose impact is defined by a single, monumental album. These one-album wonders, packed with massive sales, relentless radio play, and profound cultural resonance, have transformed groups into legends almost instantly, though often struggling to replicate that initial success. This phenomenon highlights how a single body of work can overshadow an entire career. Boston set a high bar with their debut album, which introduced arena rock perfection to the mainstream. Featuring anthems like More Than a Feeling and Peace of Mind, the record became a cornerstone of classic rock radio, despite being largely recorded in a home studio. During the alternative rock surge of the 1990s, Live's Throwing Copper stands out. The album delivered a string of hits, including Lightning Crashes and Selling the Drama, establishing itself as a defining rock record of the mid-90s through Ed Kowalczyk's intense vocals. In the mid-2000s, Wolfmother brought a vintage hard rock sound back into the mainstream with their self-titled debut. Blending Black Sabbath riffs and Led Zeppelin psychedelia, tracks like Woman became staples, cementing the album's status as the band's most significant release. The Knack experienced an explosive debut with Get the Knack, propelled by the unprecedented success of My Sharona. Despite subsequent backlash over lyrical content, the album remains a landmark in power pop. Candlebox capitalized on the Seattle grunge era, with their self-titled debut selling over 4 million copies. Songs like the emotionally resonant Far Behind became significant, even as the band faced criticism for sounding too polished for some purists. Conversely, bands like the Violent Femmes achieved legendary status more gradually. Their debut, featuring stripped-down acoustic punk, built a legacy over time, with tracks like Add It Up becoming enduring fixtures in pop culture and college radio. Early 90s alternative was also shaped by Spin Doctor's debut, Pocket Full of Kryptonite, which achieved over 5 million US sales with hits like Two Princes, before musical shifts quickly altered the landscape. These one-album wonders demonstrate a unique power: the ability to capture pure, unfiltered artistic ambition in a single, unforgettable moment, creating an instant, indelible connection with audiences that secures their place in rock history. A tourist in Maui has faced backlash after being filmed throwing a rock at an endangered Hawaiian monk seal, an act he claims was intended to protect sea turtles. The incident, which gained significant attention after a witness shared video footage online, has led to a defense highlighting the tourists' intent. Igor Mikhailovich Litvinchuk, from Washington, was seen on May 5, 2026, in the Lahaina area of Maui following the movements of a Hawaiian monk seal named Lanny. According to a criminal complaint unsealed last week, Litvinchuk picked up a large rock and aimed it at the seal, throwing it toward Lanny's head. Authorities reported that the rock narrowly missed the seal's nose, startling the animal and causing it to jump out of the water. Litvinchuk's defense attorney, Miles Brainer, has strongly defended his client, stating unequivocally that he never intended to harm the monk seal. Brainer explained that Litvinchuk's motivation was to protect sea turtles resting on rocks near the shoreline, believing he was trying to scare the seal away from a honu. Brainer noted that there were 2 large turtles present, one of which had already been dislodged by the seal. Brainer further suggested that Litvinchuk was unaware of the endangered status of Hawaiian monk seals and was influenced by past experiences with aggressive sea lions while fishing in Washington state, which taught him about the aggressive nature of marine wildlife. When asked about his remorse, Brainer confirmed that Litvinchuk is devastated by the perception that he intended to injure the animal, asserting that he was performing a positive action by deterring the seal. Litvinchuk's first court appearance is scheduled for May 27 in Honolulu. This is a developing story, and further updates are expected. Athens Rock Lobsters are officially transitioning to the Southern Professional Hockey League, or SPHL, starting with the 2026-27 season. This move marks a significant milestone for the franchise, signaling a commitment to elevating the level of professional hockey in the Southeast. The team will continue to play at the Athens Ford Arena, leveraging the venue's status as a vibrant and electric hub for professional hockey in Northeast Georgia. Since its inception, the Rock Lobsters have rapidly established themselves as a high-growth sports brand, characterized by sold-out crowds, innovative game presentations, and deep community engagement. In just 2 seasons, the organization has seen explosive growth, welcoming over 229,000 fans, including 125,611 during the 2025-26 season across 28 home games, averaging nearly 4,500 attendees per game, and achieving 10 sellout crowds exceeding 5,500. The team also surpassed the 100,000 single-season attendance mark in its second year, solidifying its position as a premier entertainment property in the region. On the ice, the Rock Lobsters proved to be a powerhouse, securing the Continental Division Championship during the 2025-26 season. This success, combined with an energetic atmosphere and community focus, has transformed the franchise into a movement known regionally as Crustacean Nation. Scott Hull, president of the Athens Rock Lobsters, expressed excitement about the future, stating, "Moving into the SPHL represents the next chapter of our vision to build something that reflects the energy and spirit of this community while delivering high-level professional hockey." Commissioner Doug Price of the SPHL welcomed the team, noting that the Rock Lobsters demonstrated strong ownership, a fantastic arena, and a passionate fan base, setting a high standard for the league. Todd Mackin, president of Spire Holdings, confirmed the move made sense competitively and operationally, allowing for stronger regional matchups and reduced travel demands. Co-ownership locals Bari and Nancy Cohen described the transition as a natural evolution, emphasizing that the move will allow the organization to maintain its unique fun, energy, and connection with the community. The Rock Lobsters have distinguished themselves through immersive game day experiences, utilizing theme nights like Teddy Bear Toss and various community events. Through partnerships, the organization has cultivated a forward-thinking brand blending high-energy entertainment and fan-first storytelling. The transition to the SPHL is anticipated to bring elevated competition, intensified rivalries across the Southeast, and continued investment in the atmosphere, marking the beginning of an exciting new era for professional hockey in Athens, Georgia. Noi Dung Kai Tait. An international archaeological team has revolutionized the understanding of Angola's Ndalambiri rock shelter, transforming its status from a site known, primarily for its mysterious ancient paintings, into a crucial center of iron production. Excavations spanning from over 45,000 years ago to the 19th century have revealed a complex, multi-layered history of human occupation and technological advancement. /N the Rock Shelter, a National Heritage Site since 1974, is famous for its massive painted frieze, stretching over 60 meters and featuring nearly 1,200 figures in white, red, and black. However, previous studies lacked clarity on the artists, dating, and inhabitants. New fieldwork, led by Isis Mesfin of the National Museum of Natural History in Paris, has uncovered a 2.5-meter deep stratigraphic sequence comprising 15 layers and 15 human-made structures. And this sequence is divided into 3 major phases. The deepest levels document a Stone Age phase dating back between 45,000 and 16,000 years ago, yielding over 1,000 quartz stone tools. A pivotal discovery is the Early Iron Age phase, beginning in the 5th century AD and lasting until the 8th century, which provides the most reliable evidence of iron production in Angola, confirmed by artifacts dating to at least the 5th century AD. And crucially, researchers recovered 30 fragments of iron slag, 3 tire fragments, hammer scales, finished iron objects, and iron ore. The only in situ iron production structure found was a small oval furnace, with analysis indicating that forging, the transformation of smelted iron into tools like adzes and blades, was the primary activity. And this finding positions Angola significantly on the map of iron metallurgy expansion in Central and Southern Africa, showing a chronology similar to regions bordering Namibia and Angola, and slightly later than early evidence in South Africa or the DRC. N, in addition to the material culture, the project delivered an innovative 3D model of the rock art site, created from over 1,000 photographs with submillimetric precision. This model will aid in documenting the painting's conservation status and monitoring their evolution. And while the painting phases show continuity with previous regional findings, including some post-European contact imagery, researchers remain cautious about assigning specific cultural identities to the painters. The overall archaeological record suggests a complex population scenario during the Iron Age, challenging simplistic models of Bantu expansion by highlighting the persistence of hunter-gatherer technologies alongside the introduction of ceramics, metallurgy, and livestock. Ndalambiri is now recognized as the best documented site along a fundamental north-south axis for tracing the diffusion of innovations across Central and Southern Africa.